Hello, 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 and welcome to the first episode or the first edition of What's Up Wednesday. And I'm trying to adjust the lighting for y'all so these glasses are not glaring, but they're kind of glaring. So as you jump on here, do me a favor and say hello and tell me where you're watching from. I am live in a couple of places. I am live in the Hometown Hippie Elevated Edibles Facebook page, and I am also live on my YouTube channel. So if you're watching on YouTube, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, whatever you do on YouTube. I'm trying to learn. I'm getting some content over there before I go and organize it. So just give me some likes, give me some subscribes, give me some things over on YouTube if you can. I'd love that. Please note that this is the first episode of What's Up Wednesday. And this is not at all where I thought it was going to go tonight. And I have some notes over here, and it's going to go where it's going to go. So I have some fun things to announce. I'm going to get my self comfortable. What is up, Melissa? What is up, Nancy? Hello, hello, hello. I'm so glad that you're watching me over here and you catch me live. Please stay tuned. I've got lots of fun stuff. We've got some giveaways tonight, and it's really interesting because tonight's show is called What's Up Wednesday, and I'm going to tell you what's up, right? That's kind of the idea of the show. Now, excitingly enough, I did mention to my better half tonight about doing some What's Up Wednesdays with me, and he agreed to discuss it, and we will hopefully maybe have a Tammy and Red kind of What's Up Wednesday night. From Independence, Missouri. We went out to Missouri, to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, for our son's boot camp graduation. He did one SUT or OSUT training, which was one station unit training in the military to be a military police officer. So we got to drive out to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, in like the coldest like the blizzard of the year. And if we're talking about What's Up Wednesday, apparently, like gas prices and groceries, I too am high, right? And that's what happened. And that's going to tell you about some of these drawings tonight and some of the things we're doing and why the show is not at all the spin I thought it was going to take. So do me a favor, as you're just jumping on here, do what the banner below says. Say hello and tell me where you are watching from. Where in the world are you? I love to see where everybody's coming from. We've got Missouri in the house. And if you're new here, my name is Tammy and I'm from Virginia. So tonight is our first ever What's Up Wednesday. And I am so excited to tell you that we are completely sold out of pineapple upside down cakes. And let me tell you what, if you are new and you're just joining us, part of the brand of Hometown Hippie and what sets us aside or sets us apart from any other edibles business or home bakery that you may get items from, right? Because I tell everybody, like, not everything is for everybody, but the things that find you are usually for you. And if you found your way here, however you're here, then I hope that this is exactly where you're supposed to be. We are trying to build the Grateful Fed community. And so I'm high, right? But here's the deal. I want you to know that we stir magic in, right? Even though it's about getting a good buzz sometimes and like all the things, it's all about stirring in the magic and the intention of what goes into the elevated treats. I am elevating your favorite things by not only infusing them with herbal medicine, I'm also infusing them with love and light and good energy and giggles and whatever the end user needs in mind. And that's what I'm here to do. And when I called in for those pineapple upside down cakes, my mother, like, one of her claims to fame was that she never had a pineapple upside down cake stick. And this week, as I was doing all of this pineapple upside down cakes, I was telling my husband earlier today, I was like, all right, Mom. I called my mom, and like, I have never, ever, ever invoked my mother, like, from like calling them my angels, gods, and helpers in the kitchen. Like, I literally like call them in, ask them for their help. I don't know why, because my mom was like how I learned all the things, right? Tell me in the comments, like, do you like to cook? Yes or no? Like, yes, I love to cook, or no, not for me. Like, tell me, do you do the cooking in your house? Like, what's your like opinion of cooking, right? Because to me, it's definitely my most one of my most favorite things. It's definitely how I I put so much love and energy into what I cook. And that's not just the treats that you get. Like, even if I'm making a spaghetti that has just the garlic and the parsley and the oregano or whatever, that has got as much love for my family and to, an appreciation and gratitude for all the hard work and the protection. And I try to do that with everything. And that is something that each of you can do, whether you're infusing your meals with herbal medicine or you're just cooking for your family. I don't know if we have a delay. I don't see a whole lot of people responding to, like, do you cook? Yes or no? So Elizabeth Clark says, I love cooking. I love grilling outside. So that's one of the things, like, I enjoy a good grill out, but that's definitely Red's like forte. So we definitely split those duties. Now I can do it. Am I consistently good at grilling outside? No. Can I be good at it? Yes. And am I learning? Yes. Because, like everything else in life, practice makes perfect and patience pays off, right? Because the biggest thing with grilling outside for me is that I get, you're in and out, especially in the wintertime, and you're not sure if you're flipping it too often or too little. And maybe you've, like, you just kind of get impatient with it because it's not my normal mode of preparing a meal. So I am very unsure with myself. So I second guess myself on the grill. So that is not my forte. That's definitely his forte. And he just, steaks are perfect, and like we actually, I can't tell you the last time, like I don't know when the last time was that we had anything like a steak out in public, like at a restaurant. My husband cooks such a good steak that I'm like, I am not wasting money on some restaurant nonsense when I can go buy this like beautiful piece of ribeye and you will make it. Like, I'd much rather have a home grilled steak. Renee says that she cooks for her family, but she would rather not. So me, I get upset a little bit if like somebody wants to come into my space. So I love that my husband and I kind of break up that grilling and the inside stuff because he can most certainly like cook chicken and spaghetti and pork. I mean, he does all the things, like anything that we would want to eat. He could come in there and totally 100% do. But I really enjoy like that part of the night. Now, I do not like the cleanup after, and I would love for somebody else to do that, but that's here nor there. Telly says Melissa DeMarco puts Cheetos in her nose holes. And Telly, you can't say shit like that. I'm like, I had a whole brownie, and that brownie was. Nancy says, I don't cook. My husband cooks. I cook for the first of our relationship. He cooks now, and his steaks on the grill are awesome. Yeah, I think there's something about, I think that like my husband, I feel like whenever he's putting that steak love, like always our steak nights are kind of like, in my opinion, it's just me, like how it feels to me, is like the nights that we like grill a steak, even if we just sit on our recliners afterwards and watch a movie on Netflix, or we sit in the same room, we look at our phones. Um, I feel like that's still kind of our date night because it's kind of like we know, like we want to make sure like the potatoes are perfect and the salad tastes good and all the things. Hey, Amanda. So it's, even if it's like not a traditional like special kind of like get dressed up, go somewhere, like steak night at our house is kind of to me like an informal kind of date night for us because we're empty nesters. We have dinner together every night, but steak night is a little elevated. Like I love elevating, right? Hello from Greensboro, aka Oak Ridge, Florida. In the house, we got Missouri. I know we got some Farmville. We have some Kentucky. So we got people from all over the place. So continue to say hello as you jump on here. I would love to know where you're watching from. But so, with the pineapple pancakes, I invoked my mom. I got all off topic about the steaks and all the grilling. Do you cook and all the things? But I am someone who 1,000,000, 100%. That is my favorite thing. Like I love a new recipe. I love kitchen gadgets. I love preserving food. I love food from the moment that it moves or grows to the moment that you like you would like tell me like the bite was good, right? Um, I come from a long line of restaurateurs and farmers and people who are very invested in food as a whole. And it's Katrina McCabe. I'm in an MML group. Mixed martial arts. I don't know what that means. I'm 12 years older, and he just cooks with love. He's the hubby of the Bologna Alex, and I love that, and that's awesome. And that's probably a lot for me. Like that's my place to like kind of go in and be in the moment. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about tonight, right? Like for me, going in the kitchen to create these elevated treats was allowing myself to I say I'm off the grid for a couple of hours, because if you don't and you don't pay attention to what you're doing, then all of that energy is disposed. When you're putting energy into things, you have to focus that energy. So it's a time for me to really be in the moment and not try to multitask, right? Because we are the world's worst creatures, right? For wanting to do like we're not octopi. Is that a word? Is it octopuses or octopi? And that's gonna make me laugh because I'm innovated. I don't know what octopuses or octopi, like literally like I'm a 12-year-old boy. Like it's ridiculous, right? But we want to have our tentacles all over the places. And I worked with Carla. We were talking about something one time, and she's like, there was this book, I can't remember what it was, and I'll find out. And it was talking about how we really truly can't multitask. And let me tell you what, when I got that epiphany and I read the article and I read the book and I got the language from all of it, I think it was The Upper Limit. I have to remember what it was. Um, I was so like, I did not want to hear that. Like, I did not want to hear that. Let me tell you why. Because I went to work in an office and I was telling my husband about, like, I could do it. I could multitask. And he's like, that's impossible. You can't be good at all the things. You have to focus on what you're doing. You can't multitask. It's not possible to be good at all the things because you have to give it attention. And I would always argue the counter argument. I mean, I wouldn't say argue. He and I like to like have debates like that. So, and it's not like any malice. It's just like our different opinions. And so whenever I heard that and it was described from this other kind of perspective, right, from like a looking inward perspective, I was like, damn it. Like, he was right. And I probably should have told him he was right, but don't tell him unless he watches this and he hears it. So yeah, he totally was correct about that. And I think that comes from, right, because he is a craftsman. He does custom trim work and he builds things and he works with sharp items and like heavy equipment and all of these things, right? And so just like me in the kitchen, he has to have his focus. Where your mind goes, your energy flows. And if your mind is over here and you're cutting something, your finger's gone. So I think that he knew the secret sauce all along. And that's what I want to talk about tonight on What's Up, right? Because here's what we do. We tend to look upward, inward, downward, but we never look outward, and we look for the collective energy and people that might know something that we don't know, right? And we sometimes forego little nuggets of wisdom because of ego making us think that we know better, right? And sometimes it takes 2x4 therapy, which means something like hitting upside the head. Other times it's just little synchronicities to let you catch on that maybe you're not the smartest person in the room at all times. And it's okay if you're not, because you either learn, right? You can either learn something as a lesson or a blessing, right? And sometimes you're not going to get the blessing because you're not listening and you have to do the lesson. So taking time to remember that you can learn something from I'm loving this energy, and the reason I'm talking about this is because the group, right, the VIP group where you're at right now, the Hometown Hippie Elevated Edibles group, this is the community that I envision to grow. And it's I've named the community the Grateful Fed community, right? Kind of like the Grateful Dead play on the hippie idea, like the Grateful Fed community, because gratitude raises the vibration. And I'm loving the fact that you are supporting one another, right? That you're looking outward, that you're asking for help from your neighbor, because we don't know what we can do to be of service if people don't ask and if we don't offer. So What's Up Wednesday, one of the things we're going to start doing, again, I thought it was kind of interesting, is maybe starting like a love and light thread, like churches, right? And I don't yuck anybody's yum, and I don't like to call it religion, but people who are raising the collective of the world, right? Who are of like mind, birds of a feather flock together. Maybe we'll call it like the nest or something. We'll say, give me some bird themed things for like a thread where we can post it, where you can like use a hashtag, right? Where maybe it'll be birds like where's my flock or the flock or something. And you can maybe ask for help, or you can, and I'm not saying like don't start posting GoFundMe's. I'm not asking that. I'm saying like help me hold space of love and light today, or, I got a job interview today, keep me in your prayers, or whatever, or maybe I'm not feeling so well, whatever. I'm thinking like starting like a weekly thread of it. But exactly, like things like that, like looking in and checking out, because people are really alone in the world right now, and the energy is really being sucked from us. So we really, really, really need to come together and support one another and look outward and remember that we have to help those around us. So that's kind of the idea of the first little what's up, y'all, what's up, right? So tell me tonight in the comments what's up with you, right? And do me a favor, if you have a friend in this group, drop their tag below. And I'm going to like give some stuff away tonight. I've got all kinds of like fun free giveaways. So make sure that you are commenting, because the more comments, the more chances you have to win some things tonight. So the first thing I was talking about was our Grateful Fed community, like the gratitude post. And I would love to see things that you're grateful for as well, especially when energy is low. Going to find something that is just a gratitude post really, really, really can help raise that vibration, right? Just once in a while you see the shoulder, right? And I'm not saying like make it where it's, don't start stalking people, y'all. But reach out, just put it out there. And sometimes it's just nice to put it out there and somebody can give you a heart or a like, and it makes you feel good, right? So remember, we don't yuck anybody's yum, and we really support each other, but it's not going to be a whole like, not asking for like, we're not doing the donation thing. I will not approve those. Leslie, if you're watching those, we'll talk about those. I don't foresee that, because I don't claim that energy, because I don't attract that energy, right? And what you don't attract won't come to you. What is not yours is not going to come to you. So Katrina and Dennis, see soul friends here as well. I love it. And so the next thing we're going to talk about is we are rolling right into March. So we are on the, February is such a short month. It's like, you're like January, Valentine's Day. Oh my gosh, it's April or whatever, right? March is kind of long, but February seemed non-existent. I blinked and it was like, holy crap, like I've been in the kitchen the whole month. So we do have March coming, which means Munchie of the Month boxes will be opening up. I'm going to try to get those out like I did this time, a little bit quicker, right? A little bit quicker. And so those will open up the 1st of March, and you can claim those up till the 5th, probably maybe even the 10th is what I'm thinking. And so Munchie of the Month boxes are $22.22, and you get some fun themed magical treats. And this time it's all about the luck of the Irish. And I've got some really fun things. I'm going to even do some St. Patrick's Day themed things that are going to be add-ons. You know how I do with like Bailey's Irish Cream and Guinness and all the chocolates and super fun stuff. Some shamrock things, some mint things. So there's a lot of fun stuff coming with that. But if you do want to get your Munchie of the Month box, there will be a sign-up form, and there will be a renewal box to like say, yes, I'm in every month until I opt out. So what will happen if you opt in, you're going to fill the form out every month. But I know that I just need to bill you on the 1st of each month for your 2222 and follow up on add-ons. So that's what that is for. So that is what's up tonight as well. And then let's see. Okay, so let's talk about what's up. And that is about talking about like how the energy of the world feels kind of weird and wonky. And I've been talking about this Peace, Love, and Feast Fest on Earth Day on 422. And I want to start by asking everyone to kind of go, and I talked about looking outward a second ago, right? So we're going to look all over the place today, like a bird, like always looking around, right? Keeping our heads on a 6, right? I love it. Nancy says Katrina and Dennis are soul friends here, as well as you yourself, Tammy, through Lisa Fry. It's just so amazing, the synchronicities that keep our circle. I love that so much, Nancy. And you are such a sweet soul, and I'm so glad you were here. Thank you for being here. Elizabeth, good luck with that. Good luck with that. He's not loaning you any. He's giving you some until you pay. That's funny. You never give it back. I hope not. If you can give that back, you're doing it wrong. So as we look around, we do our bird head, right? We're looking everywhere. We're going to start looking at how we can be better stewards of our energy and go out into the world and be a light through using your morning edible. And I'm going to show you how to use your caramel in the morning, because that is a great, right? for your day, because here's the thing. Every day it's like the morning starts the foundation of your day. You ever heard the phrase like, I got up on the wrong side of the bed and your day is just ruined because you let a stumble in the road, right, affect the entire outcome of the trip. So what I'm going to tell you is this, right? Set some boundaries with yourself, right? We talk about setting boundaries with other people, but when you start setting boundaries with yourself, and you start moving into a space where you're going to get up in the morning and honor yourself. And today, I'm going to tell you all the story, but if I can tell you how you're going to honor yourself and why this came to pass and why this was not at all what I anticipated tonight to be. But I hope you'll stick around. It's a great message. And I think you need to hear it. If you're here, you definitely need to hear it. It's a good message. Okay. So tonight, or yet the last couple of days, the 222 energy's been big, right? And I have been very, very, very like energized with like just energy, right? Things are going well. Things are starting to fall into place. It's all the things are starting to make sense. The things that are manifesting are like gonna I can see them so clearly. Like things I didn't even know were gonna happen. I'm seeing in the meditations, and it's huge, right? But there's so much energy coming in that I have not slept well. I have been working a lot, and I have been not doing what I tell everybody to do, which is to protect your energy, to fill your cup. You can't pour from an empty cup, right? And I am learning to stop myself before the cup is empty, right? My cup is not dry. It is running low sometimes, right? And so step one is that I try to like take the weekends and all the things. Yes, is this Katrina? I've had a lot of pain, and I've just finished my 5th open heart surgery, and I'm in pain management. Yep. And here's the thing. I've had a bad test, and with edibles locking your system health. So, Katrina, what I want to tell you is this: it's usually not the best medicine or the best option for people who have any type of heart issues. I'm not a doctor. I said this is my disclaimer about not giving medical advice. I'll tell you what I think. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on television, and I did not even stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. And that covers my like thoughts of what you would do to be a doctor. Okay. But I have a very good friend of mine who was a huge proponent of, he uses cannabis, and he has AFib. And so he's had to go to the doctor, and I've done some research on it as a hopes to be able to give him some kind of like delivery method or strain or tincture or something to make him happy that he can partake and really not affect the AFib. And it's really not the best option for that illness. And what I'm going to, tell you always to do is to consult your doctors. And I get it. I do say this. You can try a very mild topical to see how that does. If you get heart palpitations, I would discontinue. He is even having trouble with anything that goes onto his skin, if it's kind of an over arrhythmia. So that's just important to know that, like I tell people, not everything is for everybody. And your role here may be something different than to utilize edibles, right? That might not be your soul's purpose here, but you have a purpose. But if I can find an herbal tea, because that's the next phase, right? Is that there is other things that are herbally infused that are plants over pills that go along with what I'm trying to elevate. So being able to utilize other things other than just this herbal medicine to show you. And I had this whole epiphany today, and this is the whole story, right? I've been not sleeping. All the information's coming in, all the things. I'm sorry, I got off track. I apologize. I know it's Wednesday night, but here's the deal. So there we are, and all the things are coming in. I'm not sleeping well. And, Red has to work outside of the home. And I try to be cognizant of that, even though I'm usually a piss poor steward of that part of like coming to bed on time and not working late and all the things, right? I'm not the best at it. I'm trying to be better at it. That's all I can do, right? But I didn't want to keep him up. And I felt like he and I both held this weird, like he said the same thing this morning. That he's like, he was up and down too. Like when I was sleeping, he was awake. And when I was awake, he was sleeping. And it was just one of those rough nights for everybody. But I did get out of the bed last night and went and sat in the living room. And I just said, well, this is a good chance to just try to practice like some deep breathing. It's super dark in here. There's zero noise in here. Maybe if I can just ground and anchor myself here and like just kind of like relax myself, I can go back to bed and get some rest. And I asked for some sleep, right? And like I was like, it was all this stuff was coming in, and it was about energy protection, right? It was about slowing down and honoring yourself, and it was about putting on an energy suit, right? And it was about doing the things, practicing what you preach, right? And I tell people like I'm clairaudient, like I hear little messages from my angels, guides, and helpers, and it was like, Papa, don't preach. And it was kind of like being a hypocrite, right? Practice what you preach. If you tell people that they need to meditate and do deep breathing and to journal and to do these, like put their bubble suit on, then you need to do those things, because that's all the things you're saying are the exact things to do. And if you want to be protected and all the things to happen, then do all the things. So I was like, well, how do I do it? Like, help me, right? I was like, help me figure out how to do this, right? And so and it's praying. It's basically praying. Like I'm letting go and letting God, right? I'm letting go and letting God. I'm like, okay, if this is what you want me to do, if all the things that are coming into, all the things that are manifesting into my world right now, if all the giant huge ideas and all of the heart space that I have for all of these things is what I am supposed to do, then I need you to help me. Like, help me do this, right? And my friend did this, and like I was like, I'm gonna steal it because she apparently it worked for her, and things started falling into place. So I'm like, let me try this. And this is what I was gonna do on the 222222 portal last night. And I started getting all these like things and then seeing these big like images, right? And I didn't get any sleep, right? I was trying to make sense of it all, and it's in my head. And then today I was just like, you know what? I get to go in the kitchen. And today I went in the kitchen and I conjured up mom and I did all the things. And this afternoon I hit a wall. I pulled so much energy in today. I'm telling y'all, like I don't like to brag, but let me do this for a second. And it's not, my husband used to say it's not bragging if you did it, but the food that I put out this last week when I like put this energy in, like I did not realize how much it takes to do that. Right. I did not have a clue. Like I'm such a neophyte with it that I had no clue. And and this is gonna make sense in a second, y'all, I promise. Um so this afternoon I just hit a wall and I had made brownies. And I made brownies with the newest strain. And the new strain that I told you about was hashberry. And this is the one that's so interesting. Like I had to go buy new raw material, and I have been like researching CBG. A lot of you are asking for inflammation help, and I'm needing inflammation help. And the research on the CBD, the THC, the CBDN, all the things, right? There's all these different cannabinoids, and the CBG is very much good for inflammation, nausea. It's great for cancer patients, autoimmune, chronic pain patients. It is like the one thing, like that's the one they're looking at for RA and lupus and all of that for that specific cannabinoid. So I'm like, okay, I need to find something that's got this in it so that I can start experimenting and doing the things I said I wanted to do. And I had to go Saturday, and then he gives me the names, and I didn't have time to check it. I'm like, on an intuitive pick, I picked hashberry. I was like, I just feel like hashberry is the one I should have. So when I got home and like researched hashberry, it's the CBD, it's the CBG. So I was super excited, and I made I've made the treats with that this week. And I was thinking about it, and it's interesting because who's ever been to Five Guys before? Like, yes, thumbs up, hearts. If you've been to Five Guys before, like drop me some information if you've been to Five Guys before. And if you've never been there, Five Guys is this little burger spot where the menu is pretty straight up. Put what you want in your burger. They give you like bags of fries, all the things. But when you go in, because it's hand cut French fries, they have a sign in the restaurant that tells you like where your potatoes are from, like your French fries are from, blah blah blah, right? Yes, Five Guys a restaurant. So it's got, I remember that was funny the other night. So it's got like where the potatoes are from. So I was thinking like one of the things I'm thinking of is like making sure you know like what the strain is that's in your like treats. So you all would know like, hey, this week's strain is blah, blah, blah. And it's going to be for this. And so it would just, something I'm working through, right? So, and I'm doing that work, right? On top of this other energy work, right? So, I get this home and I hit the wall this afternoon. And as I hit the wall, it's right after I packaged all the brownies and I brought in one less bag for a 2-pack. Like I had everything packaged up and I had some extras and I was like, I'm gonna do an extra 6-pack and a couple extra 2-packs. If people buy those, so I have them all ready to go and be ready to go out the door and then get them because I made a lot of brownies today. And they came out of the oven. I'm like, you know what? I was like, I got this hash berry for autoimmune for chronic pain. I have never, I have, since I've moved to this brownie recipe that I've been using for a minute now, I add a little coffee to it because it amps up the chocolate flavor. And I add chocolate chips to it. It's like the chewiest brownie you've ever had. I just had no idea. Like I had moved to this recipe and I've been using it for a while. And people are like, your brownies are so good. And I have not had one because I told somebody today it's kind of like when you make like a big meal like Thanksgiving or Christmas and you don't want to eat because you cooked all day, right? You know that feeling. So I haven't had a brownie, and today I'm like, you know what? I'm hurting, and I'm tired, and I'm being called to eat one of these brownies and to save one of these for Red because he's going to need one of these too. And it's a strong brownies are strong. Nancy, brownies are strong. Um, that is no sleep. No sleep a lot. Sleeping is mostly what indicating is on the menu in significant quantities. Yeah. So I do consultations if it's sleep that you're looking. That's why I asked that question because I'll message you when you make the consultation because I have people that will pick things like that's not in your best good. You're going to want to go this. Now, I had a brownie today and I was like going to eat half of it and, wait. But that brownie was so delicious. That brownie had so much energy in it. That brownie had so much pot in it. And right when all of my clients started coming to pick up their orders this afternoon, it hit me. It knocked me on my ass. And I have been like this ever since. Like my goal was to make my goal was to make spaghetti tonight, and we had clam strips and French fries in the air fryer. And thank goodness I had those frozen in the freezer because if not, it would have been an order because I had no ability to do that. But after everybody left, Red just told me he's like, I want you. I'm still flying. I am still it's gonna be my night brownie. Like this is gonna be hopefully this ends before tomorrow. um yes, so I ate a whole brownie and then this afternoon Red's like, I'm gonna go get 3 cast in after he got back from helping his mom and dad. And I sat in my recliner and did another meditation. Your brownies are delicious and very soothing. Oh, I love that. Thank you very much. I got a little bit funny enough, like y'all saw the picture of me with the pineapple upside down cape. And this is a live action shot of me. And this is the other thing I'll talk about this whole thing, which is very uncomfortable for me to do. Yeah, girl, I should not have eaten a whole one. Like, and it's like it's new. And so in the past, a lot of the material is like immature bud and trim is what I'm using. With the new strains, it's all bud. So they're way stronger. Like it's a wow. Like I'm like, woohoo, like, all right, let's do this. But anyway, so I got all like looped up. I had to like sit down and like do breathing exercises. And when I tell y'all that this message tonight came in, and it was so interesting because earlier today I had started an outline when I was doing work this morning. I was doing invoices and I had some things come to me, and I said, "What's up Wednesday?" And I said, "Honor by ritual with morning edible." And then I saw energy suit written under it, and it made no sense to me this morning. Those words came out of me. And then it was like, talk about Munchie of the Month box and do the things, right? I sit down in my chair this afternoon. It was just going to be like a conversation about how, taking time out of your morning to put your edible in. But here's what came through this evening, right? If you are struggling out in the world, if you are somebody who, when you go out to, my husband's saying Mary Jane. I can't. They'll mute my video. Hang on. I got to mute my camera. Because I don't have rights to the music, so Facebook would, and it's like a combine mowing pot. He's like, what? So anyway, if you're having trouble going out into the world and protecting your energy, right? And I struggled with that, and this is why it came in. This is where you have to look inward a little bit, right? I'm talking about looking outward and helping your neighbor. But before you can, here's the message, right? Before you can help your neighbor, you have to help yourself. Before you can raise the collective of the world, before you can raise the collective of your hometown, before you can go out and do the power of one has to be you. On an airplane, the stewardess even says, right, put on your own mask, your own oxygen mask before you help your neighbor. Because if you can't breathe, you can't help somebody else take a breath. So here's how I'm going to tell you to help yourself on a daily basis in an easy way, and a ritual for in the mornings as a hippie ritual, right? A little hippie ritual to start your day off and be the most zen you can be. Are you for a hippie ritual, including an edible that'll make you the most zen you can be? Give me some thumbs up, some hearts, and some O faces, okay? Now, while you're doing that, I want to also challenge you, because it's What's Up Wednesday, and before I tell you the morning ritual, here is the next thing that's up. On the YouTube channel, I am going to start a series called Elevate Your Recipe. And I want you to send me your mother, your grandmother, your favorite family recipe that's like your favorite thing. And I'm going to film myself, and we could work on the whole schematics of it. But I would love to work on doing a YouTube series where I'm elevating, like not your grandma's banana pudding or whatever, right? So being able to elevate your family recipe and taking it up into the herbal notch. I have a customer who has just entrusted his grandmother's pound cake recipe for a gift for someone and for himself. And so I'm super excited to be able to start this project and recreate some family favorites that are a little extra special, right? They make the day a little brighter. So that is another thing we're doing. Elevate your recipe. I thought it'd be fun to film it and talk about the history of the recipe and all the things, like a little podcast, a little series. So I would love anybody that would like to do that to let me know, because it's something, it's a brainchild. It is not today. It is just on the list of things we're going to do. Okay. Because I'm so busy. I'm like, I hate to say that. I just have so many in my hand. I'm being the octopus, right? I'm being the octopus, and this is what I'm being called not to be. And this is how I have to do it. This is what you have to do too. Morning ritual, honoring your energy. Okay. So number one, a lot of people who struggle with maybe anxiety and insomnia and depression and energy issues in general, one of the hardest things sometimes is just to get up, right? So if on day one, the best thing that you can do for yourself is get out of the bed, that's step one. It's just waking up in the morning, right? That is an accomplishment sometimes in itself. So just get up and get out of bed. Like, just get yourself out of bed. So number two, right? Just getting up. That's an easy thing, but it's forward momentum. Then I want you to find your favorite soap, your favorite shampoo, all the things that make you feel good. And here's what I'm going to tell you. I want you to smell them, and I want you to try to find things that are all natural and essentially oiled. I'm going to tell you what, this is interesting that this is coming up as well. When you talk about synchronicities and interesting things, I am in the for those of you that don't know my complete story, like I started my entrepreneurial like endeavors last year with kind of dabbling in this and figuring this whole thing out. But I worked as a direct seller for Pure Romance. I was an independent consultant for Pure Romance. I still have that business. I still have a VIP for that. It's for women only 18 and up. And but this year, and they have a lot of bath and beauty and all the things, but this year, I'm really where your mind goes, your energy flows, and my mind is really on growing this because this is my soul's purpose, right? This is my soul's purpose, and all the things I learned with Pure Romance led me to where I'm at today. So I've got that available. It's there. I have a website, but I am no longer, I'm in a kind of a hiatus because those businesses work into your life the way they're supposed to. And right now it's just not fitting into what I need to be doing, right? I have other things going on. I'm still here to answer questions, all of that, but I'm not as available, and I will certainly, I'm not doing parties, all that stuff. So, um, so with Pure Romance, a lot of the Bath and Body products are things that I've been using, right? But the last couple of weeks, people have been bringing me, like they've been going on trips, and they brought me some things back. And I've been really thinking about like kind of switching up my routine. Like I'm going to always use the Pure Romance Skinny Dip because I have a vulva and it's pH balanced. But I've also noticed like some skin things, and this is like olive and coconut oil. It's all natural, but two of my friends brought me back really fun, smell good soaps. And both of these smells make me super happy. This is lavender, and then this one is, I don't know, it's called Hippie Girl. It's got coconut oil, olive oil, hemp seed oil, water, cocoa butter, sodium hydroxide, castor oil, kaolin clay, sodium lactate, fragrance, and mica. And it smells like patchouli and some other things, right? But the scent, right? The time it takes to unwrap a bar of soap like this, right? The beauty of it. Go find the things that make your heart happy, whether it's a bottle of like Skinny Dip or whatever, or it's your favorite pretty soap or whatever it may be, and make it accessible. Like, don't wait to use the nice stuff like later. Like, if you're struggling, or even if you're not struggling, treat yourself and put it in your bathroom and use it, right? So get up, take a bath, take a shower, whatever it is. You're going to wash away. You're going to wash away whatever that stress is. You're going to know that just for today, everything is fine. Everything is in divine time, right? You're going to ground yourself. You're going to do some I am affirmations like I am truly blessed, right? I am worth it. I am, things happen gracefully and easily for me. I am a money magnet. The universe is always working in my favor. Whatever that affirmation needs to be, say it loud, say it proud while you're washing away the stress of the day, right? Take moments to feel the lathering of the soap, right? All of that is you taking and you are rubbing in the protection of your own magic. You're protecting your boundaries, just like saying, today I'm washing away the stresses of yesterday, and I'm putting this protective bubbles on me, right? To protect me from the energies, because just for today, all is well. I'm going to be my kindest today. I'm going to do the best in every situation. I'm going to forgive myself today. I'm going to stand in my power today, just for one day. I'm not asking you to do this for 1,000 days. I want you to look at this as a one-day ritual. Now, if you're so inclined, I say do this ritual every day, but I'm asking you just for today. And if tomorrow you can't do it, but the day after you do it just for today, then get up and do it, right? So go in there, get up. Number one, go in and honor yourself by washing away the stress of the day and affirming that just for today, all is well. Say some other lovable affirmations. Go back and rewatch it. I'm channeling, I think, because I don't remember what I just said at all, but I know that it was important, right? So you're going to go in, you're going to do those things, okay? You're going to go in and you're going to wash away the stress of the day. Then you're going to find the moisturizing lotion and all the things to take care of your skin, whether it's whatever you use, right? Take the time to honor yourself. That's what I kept getting today. Take the time to honor yourself. And I was really stressing because I did not want to go live. I was like, I'm going live and I'm working on all these things. And I really have all intentions every day of putting a face of makeup on. And because I have lupus, I have like dry skin spots. And, the more my skin can breathe, the better it kind of feels. And so I was talking about like looking inward, right? Looking at honoring myself, looking at the fact that I am perfectly fine in my very authentic state. I don't need a mask of makeup or whatever. But with the theme of elevated, it really came into me today. It's like, this is your grateful fed community. These are the people who love you. These are the people who are meant to be here, and they appreciate the fact that you don't have to go out and like, be something that you're not, to be here and to deliver the information that, I'm guided to give you. So what I want you to do is to start the day off by getting up, right? Second thing is washing off the days and remembering just for today and giving yourself some I am affirmations, right? Now, if you need your mask, put your mask on, right? If that's what you need to do, put your mask on, whatever that may be, right? Whatever that may be. But what I'm going to tell you is this: even your clothes, like understand like you picking out your clothes and make it about a ritual of energy protection. And if you are having trouble putting one foot in front of the other, it's a very easy way to do that. Now, if you struggle, like, okay, Tammy, I can do all of those things in my house. And this is where the energy protection comes in with the ritual through, it's fine. We had it day before last. And if you are suffering with the energy protection when you leave your bubble, because that's where it happened to me. That's where it happened to me. It was the post-pandemic stress of literally, not just figuratively, literally taking off my mask. For the last few years, I've been able to roll into the store when I needed to go looking like this with my glasses on and my mask and maybe a ball cap. And I was anonymous, right? And now with going out like this, number one, I'm like, I'll put a little powder on when I go out, or I try to, because I'm putting on extra armor, right? I'm elevating my energy suit, and that's a part of the elevation of it. Right. When I do lives in other places, sometimes if I'm a newbie there, I will try to like make sure that I'm a little more done. I did a live with Lisa the other weekend, and we did a panel reading, and I had gotten dressed. She's like, "Oh, you got your hair done." I'm like, "No, I just did it today because I knew I was going to be live in a place that I needed to have a little extra armor because I was uncomfortable." So just think of it as that. So if you need to, like, if you have to put your extra armor on, put your extra armor on. But what I want you to do is this. For me, it was going out and literally taking the mask off, right? And being in those large spaces and feeling very vulnerable, right? Where it's just because of this post-pandemic rudeness and ugliness of the world. And without me changing my perspective and being a little bit more calm and a little bit less like worked up over it, I couldn't handle it. So here's what I do, right? Before I go out to the big bad world, after I put on all of my armor, right? Even my elevated armor if I need it, I make my coffee, right? And I give myself time and I prepare myself. And I also do some inward looking and some breath work. And I put the caramel in the coffee. And I'm going to tell you that this does not have to be a drawn out thing for the whole morning. That's just how I roll, right? You can do this just on your normal morning routine. It does not mean you have to do a whole thing. It can be like on the way to work, like this is the day. You can do the intentions wherever you need to do them. This is something that can fit into anybody's schedule. Put your caramel into your coffee, or even if you're just going to cut it in half and suck on it like a hard candy, that's fine as well. But what that is going to do is it's going to microdose. So as you either, you suck on the candy or you melt it, it's slow releasing that calming effect. That's why they're called calming caramels. That's the goal of those, right? And that's part of the morning ritual, because here's the thing. It reminds me of the movie Dazed and Confused, when Matthew McConaughey looks at the kid. He's like, "You got a joint?" And the kid's like, "Oh, not with me." He's like, "It'll be a whole lot cooler if you did," right? Your day is a whole lot cooler if you did that caramel, I promise you. And here's the other thing. Start on a Saturday, because here's what I want you to do. I want you to start with a small piece. And sometimes the caramel might be 1 week. Like your one caramel might be all you need for your morning, for the, maybe 4 days, cut it in fourths. But it is something that is, you're able to cut into microdose. I'm doing them I used to have them in different sizes, but I wanted to be more consistent with them. And they are one of those maintenance type products that people use every day. So I wanted to make them very accessible as well, because they are strong. And this is a way that you can buy your 6-pack and it lasts you for 4 times as long, right? Or your dozen and it lasts you a month, because that's about what people are getting, is a dozen a month. Now, some people are getting a dozen a week, but that's on them. I mean, that's cool. I love that too. So whatever that may be, because some people need a little extra loving. Like I use a whole one every day. Like I don't cut it. Like I don't need to cut it. I'm good. Maybe I should cut it. I'm just kidding. Like the morning is a whole different story. But so that's the idea of the ritualistic, right? The rituals, like, and then here's the thing, right? We talk about intentional edibles. We talk about like being very intentional with our treats. So when you are putting that caramel, that piece, that whole, that half, whatever, in that morning coffee or popping in your mouth, that is whenever you set the intention for your day. Just for today, all is going to be well. Taste it, savor it, listen to it, right? Take the sip of coffee, see the butter and the all the things like the coffee cream, and know that all is well and all is in divine time, right? Know that you're connected with a lot of other people around this country, from like Florida to Missouri to all the places. They're doing the same thing that you are, and they're probably feeling a lot of the same things you are. Because here's the thing, I talked about at the beginning about looking outward and like asking your neighbor if they're okay. And then I talked about looking inward and taking care of yourself, because you can't help them if you don't help yourself, right? Check on yourself, right? Make sure to look inward to check on yourself, and doing those things every day and reminding yourself that you are important enough to have a morning ritual, right? And that people are out there feeling the same way you are. You're not alone, right? And we're all feeling this kind of the same way. Maybe our specific circumstances are a little different, right? But we're all human. And whether we come with the full face of armor and an elevated look, or we come in our most authentic lupus faced, glasses reflecting, blue light glasses reflecting, like sweated through your hair self, right? Know that you're loved, right? People, you are worth love regardless. And so that is a good way to start your day on your morning honoring yourself ritual. And that's kind of the message I got, was that I was like, what does my suit look like? And mine was like, I could feel it on my skin. It was like a wetsuit, just engulfing, myself. And as you protect your light, you can like, shine it brighter. And it's kind of like being able to focus the energy, right? Being able to focus energy. So if you have, energy suit on, your energy is just out there glowing. But if you put that suit on and it kind of compresses it down, you can then move your energy and stay in flow a little bit easier. So as you remember that's what the caramels are supposed to help you do. And for me this afternoon, it was really interesting, because whenever I would have still kept going with the brownie. Let me tell you why the brownie hit me as hard as it hit me, right? Because it's just like I'm just now coming off of the end phase of like the enlightenment, because brownies for me are bedtime brownies, but they are also very much I need to have an answer. I need to go into a stop what I'm doing and do deep breathing meditation immediately and like go kind of deep, right? Like it's going to knock me on my ass. I know it's going to set me down enough to make me stop. And I say this all the time, right? The brownie did not give me my epiphanies. The work I did when my brain did what it did from the brownie allowed the answers to come. So that's what's up today. What was up today was that brownie set me on my rear end, and it made me take those deep breaths and made me see the answers that are in front of us, right? And it made me know that someone needed to hear this tonight. Like this message was for people who were here tonight. If this resonated, can you let me know? Because I kind of feel like, yeah, I needed to hear it too, but somebody else did. So take some time out for yourself. Put on your energy suit every day. Take a moment to remind yourself that it's just for today. Use your edible slow and low. Slow and low. Let the beat flow, right? Now, I want to show y'all what I am doing. I am working up a mock-up for a Hometown Hippie like shipping box that will have, it'll be still wrapped, but it'll be more of a designable box. This is now the way that we're doing that. We're going to staple the thing on the inside, and then the things will come in there. Time out for yourself. Just started doing that. That is so important, right? And the thing is that we as healers, because if you're here, you're a healer, right? We as healers, we give everybody else grace. We give everybody else advice. And it's like I said, preacher, like heal thyself and practice what you preach. And when that message comes through, it's time to stop and regroup. And Nancy, it's very important that you do that because you just came off of an illness, I believe. And if you don't honor yourself, you can get right back into that like medical slump. And that's kind of like it's interesting that you said this. See, it's so interesting how the universe just answers the things, because here's the thing. Part of what, with elevated eating and all of the things with the food and the magic and all the things, I've been really like focusing on like food as fuel and herbal medicine as a whole. And when you talk about plants over pills, but people, when they talk about their food choices and they talk about their diet and they talk about like eating and all of those things, the main thing surrounding that conversation is usually is especially with women, and no offense guys, but especially with women, it's about, I can't eat that, it's going to make me fat. It's about how you look, not about how you feel. Like, I've never heard anybody at dinner with a piece of chocolate cake go, a moment on the lips forever in my swollen fingers because I have an autoimmune, right? But that's the truth of the matter. We always say a moment on the hips forever, a moment on the lips forever on the hips. It's about how food makes us look. And that's something that's the other thing that came in last night. The big thing that I'm working on is a new class that is about like changing your relationship with your food, and learning that it's about how it makes you feel and being able to muscle test it and let your body tell you what it needs versus, buying into the whole bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all of it, right? And that's another thing about like sweets. Like, if they're elevated, you can't eat but a bite. So it's okay to have a bite. You can't have the whole cake, right? So that's why you make things that are in portions, and you also have like an extra bonus to make you not do it because it's going to like make you ridiculous, right? So changing your relationship with food and breaking up with that diet mentality and talking about how food makes you feel. And it's how the edibles make me feel and you feel, and that's what's important, is to like keep track of that. That's journaling things, so you know what's going to work for you and what's not going to work for you. But it's all about believing in yourself, honoring yourself, taking time for yourself. And that's definitely what's up, right? That is what's up for everybody, because it is so very important. Man, woman, child, whatever, you need to take time to take care of yourself. Now, I'm not saying being self-centered and only take care of yourself, but I am saying it's important to put on your oxygen mask before trying to help someone else put theirs on. So, on that note, I told you we are going to do some giveaways tonight. Can y'all do me a favor and we can give some thumbs up and some hearts? You do not have to be present to win. I'm going to tell you what the deal is on that 100%. We have the brownie happened, and so I could not get 400 names into a wheel decide because my day got away from me, and my plan was this afternoon when I hit the wall was to come in here to do the postage. I did all the other stuff out, do the postage, and to do the wheel decide, and the brownie kicked me dead in the teeth. And so I did not do the wheel decide, but here's how we're going to do this. Everyone who was voting and commented on the Peace, Love, and Feast post, you will get a free caramel with your next order. So with your next order, cash in your free caramel, and I'll post this in the group. So if you comment on that, I will go in and I will message people and stuff too. I'll try to. I can't make any promises. I'm telling y'all right here and right now, if you commented on that, claim it. You'll get a free caramel with your next order. It'll be on there as a free caramel, like bonus caramel for commenting. I appreciate that. So that is a good fun thing. It's a $5 value. Now, if you are in the group, if you're one of the members, I am going to do, let's see, what are we going to do for the group? I'm going to probably have to do those drawings because there's 400 people to get into a wheel. So I'm also going to do the same thing for the people who voted on today's 420 about what's on your mind. So you can only claim it once. Like, you can get two. It'll be with each order. So one free treat with each order. So you'll get a caramel with 2 orders if you did it twice. And then I will get the wheel decide done. And we do have our first ever 420 live tomorrow afternoon. So hopefully by tomorrow afternoon, I'll have a handle on what the rest of the week looks like, and we can have a little fun at 420. I wish Facebook let us have music, but they're kind of funny about that because I love how a little DJ session, a little 420 fun. We're gonna do some funny stuff on 420. I might go find some like stupid like knock knock jokes. So if you want to like catch a buzz and catch me at 420, hey, it's 420 somewhere. I watched entrepreneur website that was like, hey, smoke break, it's 420 somewhere, and they stopped and everybody like cut their cameras off, like I do on Wake and Bake, but it'll be fun. So we will do the drawing for the members. We have 2 to give away for that. We have one for 300 and one for 400. I got to put everybody's name in a wheel decide and then hit the button, and then it'll wheel out and tell me who won. And then again, if you voted for the Peace, Love, and Feast, and we're doing the peace, the green heart for the love, and then the feast is a dinner plate. So it's the purple piece, the green heart, and then the dinner plate for Peace, Love, and Feast. I would love for you to use that. I would love for you to hashtag stay elevated. I would love for you to hashtag hometown hippie. If you can, the last thing that's up before we get off of here tonight, and this is a good thing. So we're going to do the drawing. The people are all getting free caramels for voting. I appreciate you with your orders. But the last thing is we're going to start something next week that's going to be Testimonial Tuesdays. So when you post your testimonials, I'm going to pull from all the people that post testimonials. So make sure you're taking pictures of your treats. You're like leaving reviews. If you do that, I will reward you for doing that. I really, really, really appreciate it. So make sure you drop them in here. People hear me talk about the edibles, but it's better if it comes word of mouth. That's the best thing that you can do for my business. That's the best thing you can do for me. And like Katrina said, like she may not be an edible person. If you want to support my little small business, what you can do is you can like things, you can share things, and you can add your friends who maybe are 420 friendly. That would be something that would work for them. So on that note, that's what's up tonight. I will be back tomorrow at 420 for 420 live. But you know, if you have got stuff coming, I am putting stuff. I've realized that some of the pineapple upside downs flipped in transit. I think only one person's, but if it did, let me know. I apologize for that. But I did wrap them a little differently. They're in like a paper and inside like a foil wrap, so they're safe. And I put them in boxes so they can't get squished by the mail. So I am trying to elevate packaging. It's just a trial and error. I'm only one person, and I'm the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker. So give me a little grace. I know that you do, and I know that I love you for it. So on that note, we've been on here long enough, too long. I'm going to get off here and get this actual postage done tonight and try to get to bed in a decent hour. As always, stay elevated and don't forget peace, love, and feast. Y'all are thebomb.com, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.